What's up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia. Today I'm doing my Scentsy Empties for the month of December, so the last one of the year, and I like to discuss how products perform for me and what I've thought of them in the hopes that might help you make informed purchasing decisions. Now stay tuned at the end of the video because I have a question of the month, just like always. So let's talk non-wax items first. I finished up the Laundry Love bundle that I had purchased in Cloudberry Dreams. Now the only thing that's missing is the other box. So it contains 4 dryer discs, the large washer whiffs tub, and the laundry liquid that's concentrated. So this does about 50 loads. Now what I like to do is I usually put the first 2 dryer discs in at the beginning, and then when my whiffs are about halfway down, I add the other 2. So that's what I do, because otherwise I have a lot of dryer discs. Now the most fragrance in the whole system is coming from the whiffs, which are not designed to clean your clothes, they're designed to fragrance your clothes. So keep that in mind. And for the scent, I found it quite floral and bright. I didn't really like it on cold. I didn't really like it when it came out of the washing machine, but once the clothes were dry, that's when the money happened because they smelled quite nice. Would I repurchase? I think there's other scents I like more, but one of my locals picked up her order and she could smell the clothes from the dryer vent outside, and she gave it a compliment, so that's kind of nice to know. I've switched to Jammy Time. So I did wash some clothes in Jammy Time, and my husband noticed he was getting this strong fragrance one day and he couldn't figure out where it was coming from. It was from his coat that I washed and he really liked it. So all right, I finished up a Counter Clean in Red Pear and Pomegranate. I love Counter Clean. It's good for tough stains, even though it's not really marketed for tough stains, but you can definitely spot treat something first, see how it does, but I find it works really well. I did not really care for Red Pear and Pomegranate in the Counter Clean. I do kind of like it in wax, but I find it smells different in the Counter Clean than it does. Yeah, there's almost like a little tangy berry note or something that I'm picking up, almost like a natural wild tangy berry. Not really one scent that I would pick up again, but I do love Counter Clean. I didn't use up any oil, so we'll just move on. Surprising. Up last month, but I forgot to show you. This was the Fragrance Flower and Vanilla Bean Buttercream. That's the one that was by mistake touching my orthotics, and my orthotics soaked up all the Vanilla Bean Buttercream. Now just keep in mind, I actually let it air dry very carefully because it did touch a little bit of my washer. I had it kind of suspended off the washer and the paint was affected. So just be very careful that your fragrance flowers are free and clear, not touching anything, because you don't want the oils to damage something. I finished up a travel tin. We don't see a lot of people talk about these. This is in Clean Breeze. So it comes like this, and you slide it open, and there's almost like a sticky gel, but right now it's not sticky anymore because there's no fragrance. I mean, there's a tiny bit. And sometimes I've seen them actually shrink inside, but you can kind of pull on the corner. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, this smells like Clean Breeze. So the good thing about these is once you open them, you can still kind of close them back up. You can open them a little or a lot. And I put this in my side linen closet to kind of freshen it up, and it worked very well. Transitioning to that, I'll show you something that did not freshen very well. I have a scent pack and pumpkin cinnamon swirl. So to me, there's scent packs that are designed for freshening, and then there's scent packs that should only be used in buddies. Obviously, you can use a fresh style scent pack in a buddy if you want, but this is not one that fragranced my laundry room closet well enough to get rid of the funk of the clothes that need to be washed. So, and this smells different than pumpkin cinnamon swirl wax. This has maybe more pumpkin and not very much icing, little to no icing. I don't know, there's something different about it. Would not be a repurchase for me, but I do love that scent in wax. I finished up a body wash in Blue Grotto. I feel like it takes me a while to finish up a body wash, and I did not have any corresponding lotion. So I think I used sugar lotion with this, or I should say body cream. So the notes on this are tropical notes, citrus, and lush botanicals. And for lather, it's about a medium. It's not as strong lather as Bath & Body Works, but I find it's not as drying. And the fragrance is lighter as well, but again, not as drying. All right, for the vehicle, I used a Car Bar and Pink Haze. This was really nice. I liked this, and my husband's car was smelling a little bit not fresh, and he has, I don't know if it's like maybe a couple of years old, and he's never used any Scentsy in it. He says he doesn't want to, but I said, you really need to. It needs some Scentsy now. So he's like, okay. So I put this in because it was maybe had a little bit of life in, so I just put this in so as to not overwhelm him. But this is really nice, and it's coming back in January. Bring back my bar in wax form. Also this month in my vehicle, when I took that out of my car, I put in a scent circle of Christmas cactus. This is fairly strong, like still smelling straight like this, but it didn't scent the car. I probably had this in for about 10 days. I'd say if I only use scent circles in my car, I'd probably go through about 3 a month. Like every 10 days, I'd probably switch it up. I have many that last a long time and some that are duds. So on average, probably 3 a month. I finished up 2 soaks this month. My husband and Drew and Ryan, we all use soaks, but my husband and Ryan used the most of the soaks. So we finished up Blue Agave and Melon, which is Blue Agave, Honeydew, Melon, and Kiwi. This was a nice blue color. I believe there was a little bit of suds action with this, which is nice to know. Some people want suds, especially if their kids are using the soak. So a good one for suds is Pineapple, Coconut, Vanilla. But this one is really nice. I finished up Hibiscus Pineapple, and this is in the lineup right now. Hibiscus, Pineapple, and Mandarin. Very, very nice. I am excited to see that scent return, hopefully in wax. We'll find out January 1st. All right, let's discuss pods that I worked on. So I have 2 sets of pods that I started in Drew's room that I'm going to discuss next month. So what I do is I start them in Drew's room. He has one in his bathroom, one in his bedroom. So I put 2 pods in each of the same fragrance. I have that going on days that I go to work. Now, once they start to die down, I take those pods and put them in tiny spaces, like I transplant them, and you can get more life out of them that way. So I have one system under my stairs. I kind of have an area that we have a lot of our computer and storage stuff and paperwork stuff. So I have a set of pods finishing up there. And then the other area is our area that has our hot water heater. And my husband's like, I don't think you really need Scentsy in the room with the hot water heater. And I'm like, does it smell good in there? And he said, yes. And I said, good, because it smelled stale before. Then I put the pods in and now it smells good. So yes, I did need them in there. But the other spot I often use pods is in my laundry room on the days I'm at work. Because I like when you come home and you have something to smell. I don't really want wax when I'm not around, but for some reason I don't mind pods. And if you're someone that's energy conscious or conscientious, whatever the word is, the pod system actually uses very little amount of energy. So just so you know, I think it's 1 watt of energy. So anyway, all right, Christmas Cottage. I worked on those 2 pods. Very, very nice. October 2019, they performed fairly well. Put a medium level intensity. From December 2019, I have Welcome Home. I started these in the laundry room and I moved them under the stairs. When I moved them under the stairs, they lasted forever. Now that's a small space, but I got a lot of life out of those ones, so I would repurchase that. From this year, October 2021, I used up Mighty Pine. Very nice pine scent. Oh, it smells so strong in here now, but I might have to transplant this into one of the smaller areas because it still has scent. It was really nice, but I felt like it died down quickly. Maybe I just went nose blind. I don't know. It smells strong. I'll put those off to the side. I don't like to be wasteful. And VANILLAMINT. This was soft. This is a soft fragrance. Oh, so nice though. It is so nice. So sometimes if there's just a little bit of scent, but it's not scenting the room, you can actually put them in like a lingerie drawer. I've been toying with the idea of actually getting like a mesh bag and putting all my pods in there and just hanging it in the closet, kind of like a Scentsy pomander. So anyway, those are my pods. Okay, so let's dive into the wax. First, we're going to cover items that are currently available as I film the video. Then we'll do scents of the month, retired items, and bring back my bar. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is Apple Butter Frosting. This is one of my favorite scents. I love this one. It's kind of fall and winter appropriate, but it is available year round. The notes are baked cinnamon spiced apple and vanilla bean buttercream. It tints the clamshells. It's worth it. It's really nice. The apple is concentrated with the cinnamon, and it's got that little sweetness from the buttercream. It is a very sweet scent, but it's a great fall and winter mixer as well. People tend to forget about that. From the holiday trio, I finished up a Mighty Pine. I really, really like this one. It's fresh cut pine, icy lavender, and crisp mountain air. It does smell like you're outside. It's fresh and clean and natural. I really like this one, and it was fairly strong. So that's Mighty Pine. I wouldn't mind seeing that one take the place of Iced Pine. All right, so the next 4 are from the scents of the season. I have Spiced Apple Chestnut. The notes on this are apple, maplewood, and spiced rum. I really like this at the beginning of the warming. Towards the end of the warming, it does change a little bit, almost picks up like a slight cedar wood kind of cologne note, or maybe an oak note. But I really liked it at the beginning more than at the end. I have Bayberry and Currant. This is a very fresh scent. This is peppery bayberry, fresh juniper, and bright currant. Yeah, this is a strong performer, both long-lasting and strong. Good for an open concept. Very fresh, almost like a soapy juniper type note with that one. We have Fireside Chats. This is probably a woodsy type fragrance, shaved nutmeg, cinnamon, and smoldering embers. There's a little bit of spice, obviously. There's a little tendency to have like a mesquite or a hickory note in this, so that's what I pick up, but it's for a very short time, and then after that it's actually quite nice at about a soft to a medium level. So Fireside Chats would not be one that I would seek out, but it wasn't so bad. There was times where it was a little odd, but once that was over, it was actually pretty pleasant. And also from that collection, a broken clamshell of Wassail Wonderland. This one has notes of orange zest, lemon peel, cinnamon stick, and fir needles. I get a lot of the orange. Yes, I get a lot of the orange, then the lemon, then probably the fir needles, and cinnamon is in there as well. So that one is nice and citrusy. All right, I have a scent that I really, really like, and it used to be a scent of the month. It is Vanilla Mint. So Vanilla Mint is wintergreen frost, vanilla, and frozen citrus. Oh, this one is so nice. It's light but pretty, and I remember I had it going in my daughter's room. I had it going in my room. Oh, so good. It's a bedroom scent. I wouldn't put that in my open layout, but I really liked it. All right, the next 2 are from the holiday trio from this year as well. The first one is Joy and Wonder. This was with Mighty Pine. So Joy and Wonder is red currant, black raspberry, and cinnamon stick. To me, this reminded me of a little bit of spiced berries, which is kind of like how it sounds, like a berry with some spices, but there was like an incense kind of note in here. Something that reminded me of those oils that they use at church. Not a fan of this one. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't hate it because I actually picked up another 3-pack bundle when it was on a good deal. And I thought I'll just warm this in my daughter's room or Ryan's room. They were okay with it. So not a scent that I would want to smell in my room though. It was long lasting, I did find. So, and it was probably like a medium intensity. This one was strong at first in my son's room. It was mulled cider and spice. Let's see, the notes on this are blood orange, sweet, fruit cider, and cinnamon. It's so different as it sits here. I smell a lot of spice. When I first got it, I didn't smell very much spice. And the other bar I got, I smelled a lot of spice. So I don't know what the heck's going on. But this actually did very poorly in my open layout. After it did so well in Drew's room, I thought, okay, we got a good scent to try in the open layout. It did not do well, so I'm not sure. It might have been my nose that day. I have no idea. All right, on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I warmed a full bar of Homestead Holiday. Plus, I had a few testers here. So I kind of divvied them up. I put some in on day 1. And then what I do is, sometimes you can still kind of smell that scent. So I put it in other warmers, and then I replenish my main warmers with new wax. So I have like older wax going in warmers that are kind of my accessory warmers. And then I have new wax going. So this was really, really nice. This reminds me of Christmas. And it's funny, I smelled this and it kind of, I didn't tear up or anything, but I was just kind of like, oh, kind of brought me back. So the notes on this are blood orange, cinnamon stick, and fir needle. And I describe it as a fancy, locally owned, upscale craft store at Christmas time. That's what this scent reminds me of, so. All right, so some scents of the month from November of this year. I finished up Icicles and Evergreen, and I really like this scent. It has notes of cool blue eucalyptus, pine needles, and crystallized sugar. There's some fruits in here like apple, and it's really nice and sweet. So if you're scared of pine, this is one that I call it like an entry-level pine because there's a lot of sweetness. It kind of brings you around if you're not sure about that pine. And I actually put this in my Scentsy club. I don't know how long it'll stay. I'm just hoping that Scentsy brings it back next year. But I'll probably keep it in my club for a little bit so I can get a little stockpile. And like I said, I hope to see it back in the fall and winter catalog. The next one I finished up was Black Forest Pine. This was December scent of the month. Dark Fir Balsam, Pepper Tangerine, and Smoked Vanilla. So this is a more deep, like, kind of like dark pine. I think it might have been, someone said that this reminded them, it might have been Susan. She said like this was like a daytime pine scent and this is like the evening, dark and evening pine scent. And I think that's a good way to think about it. And these would probably be nice mixed together as well. And Black Forest Pine was a good performer. It was probably about a medium at least on strength, and it was fairly long lasting. So I was pretty pleased with both of those pines. But if I had to pick, if you made me pick, I would pick Icicles and Evergreen. And I finished up a scent of the month for January. It is Sun-Ripened Berry. This one is Orange Sorbet, Sun-Ripened Raspberry, and Strawberry Sugar. It's a sweet but a little bit tart fragrance. The raspberry is in here and it's the most prominent scent. And to me, it's a little bit perfumey because raspberry is hard to do like an authentic raspberry, but it works well with the scent. It's not too overpowering in that aspect. It's got some other fruits and it's got a little bit of like a wine, but not bubbly, almost like the flavor and taste of wine without the bubbles. So that is Sun-Ripened Berry. And that was pretty long lasting for a fruity scent. Sometimes fruity scents, they don't seem to last very long, but with the addition of the sugared musk, I think that was in there, that might be what's helping it along. All right, I finished up 2 bricks. One is currant. Well, not really. The scent is currant, the brick is not. And the other brick is retired, so kind of transition. So the currant brick is, well, it's not currant, but the scent is currant. Christmas Cottage. So this one has notes of Valencia orange, raspberries, and cloves and spices. Yes, it smells very spice heavy here in the clamshell, but when you warm it, you get that orange and you get that raspberry and you get that holiday spice feel. So this is a really nice scent to warm in December. Some people warm this year round, but it's a really nice cozy scent. Cozy in the scent that it gives you memory of that time of year, but it's very invigorating and spicy and sweet all at the same time. So that is Christmas Cottage. I think I have one more brick. Okay, so let's talk about retired items. We'll talk about the next brick that I worked on and finished. So here we go, it's all finished. It's the beautiful brick of cranberry and tinsel. So this one has notes of malt cranberry, Siberian fir, and cedar wood. It's a very strong, deep, dark cranberry. You get the mulling spices, you have that cedar wood. It's a little bit heavy in the air. It's a very good performer in my home. It's definitely open concept worthy. So that is cranberry and tinsel. So I finished up a bar of Peppermint Dreams. I really like this scent. It's a retired scent. It's fresh mint and chocolate cupcake. Now I find on day one it's not my favorite, but the other days I really enjoy it. It's a really pretty, it reminds me of like a Junior Mint or an Andes Mint, those kind of scents. You can get a bakery tone with it and the chocolate is really well done. So I really like this one. The first day it's a little bit odd with the mint, but after that it's nice. I finished up Churro Churro. This is baked pastry and cinnamon sugar. Now, funny enough, I did mix it with apple butter frosting and this overtook apple butter frosting. So I actually prefer to kind of mix them, or excuse me, melt them on their own. So I really enjoy this scent. It's kind of like a very natural vanilla bakery scent that does smell authentic to a churro. There's cinnamon sugar, but it's so light that if you are bothered by cinnamon, I think you'd be okay with this. It is retired, but I'd like to see it voted back because it's a light scent, a light to medium, and some people are looking for those type of scents. This one is probably also light to medium, and it's in my club, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in just because of the fact that it is kind of light. It's Cozy Spice. I do love it though, so much. Toasted nutmeg, ginger spice, and snow white vanilla cream. It reminds me of going to Starbucks with Canada Kim. She bought me some sort of fancy drink there, and this is what it smelled like. So I think I like it because of that. All right, the next one is my favorite scent. It's Pacific Sandalwood. I love this one. Creamy vanilla cashmere, cozy cotton, and warm Pacific Sandalwood. So I'm an East Coast girl, but I'd probably consider moving out west for this if this is what Pacific Sandalwood smells like. It's very warm. It's cozy and comforting. As it melts, like maybe day 2 or 3, you get more of the sandalwood, but the first few days, it's very creamy, vanilla, sweet, so hard to explain, pure and like relaxing all at the same time. I love that one. I'm thankful I have it in my Scentsy Club. I finished up an old bar of lavender and white balsam. This is lavender, wintry white balsam, and crisp amber. This was a light performer, but it's very pretty. It's fresh and clean. It's great for like January. I warmed it in December just because I wanted to revisit it, but really nice. And I think I used a tester of that as well, so that's good. So on my birthday, I finished up a bar of birthday wishes. I also finished up a bar of happy birthday, so I'll grab that here in a second. This is rainbow sugar sprinkles, cake batter, and whipped vanilla. So this is more of a vanilla-based birthday cake. Performance wasn't as good as the last time I warmed it. It was about a medium light. I could smell it, but wasn't as strong as the next scent, which is a Bring Back My Bar, Happy Birthday. So I took this out of my club thinking it was going to come back. I saw it high up in the voting numbers, and then I guess what? It didn't come back, so I kind of got burned there, but the cake didn't smell burned. This smelled like a marble cake that was perfectly done with some white fluffy whipped cream type frosting. Yep, bring it on. I'll take it every day. So this is really, really nice. I warmed it on my birthday, which was really close to Christmas, and I would warm it any time of year because I really like it. So Happy Birthday is basically got notes of sparkling sugar, whipped cream, and vanilla extract. Great performer. It's fairly strong for a vanilla-based scent. All right, so let's talk about this scent because I have it going today. It's hazelnut frosting. This is really nice. It's hazelnut creme, golden caramel, and a hint of ginger. I have it going in my open layout today. It's cozy and warm and very different, so I'm glad I have that in my Scentsy Club. And before we move on to the Bring Back My Bar scent that I haven't talked about, I want to talk to you about Love and Happiness. This is a retired scent. It is in my club, and it's got weird notes. It's glazed chestnut, vanilla, and sugarcane. A very hard scent to describe. It's almost like a perfumey, creamy food scent, which does not sound good, but man, this is really good. All right, so I'm just going to break off into story time here. I told you my bus drivers told me once that they didn't like home fragrance and kind of implied that they wanted me to stop, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to stop. So I joke around sometimes that certain scents, if they're very strong, are not bus driver approved. So what I do is, if they're really, really strong scents, I wait until the bus comes, picks up Drew, and then I turn on my warmers. But one morning I had this going in my open layout, Love and Happiness, and I never thought too much of it. I opened the door, brought Drew out, and the bus driver said, "Oh my gosh, your house, it smells so good." This one is bus driver approved, and she's never ever said anything except negative. So guess what? Love and Happiness, it really does work. she loved it. She seemed happy. So an excellent one to consider voting back as a Bring Back My Bar. All right, so let's talk about a Bring Back My Bar that's going to be a club exclusive scent in January. It's oats and honey. So I finished this up for Tester Tuesday, so if you want to hear more, you can always refer back to that video. It's a buttery mix of toasted oats, Tupelo honey, oven crisped with vanilla maple. So I don't really get maple. I'm just gonna let you know that. This reminds me of a crisp oatmeal cookie. It has a lot of that rich, almost like brown sugar undertones to it. Great on its own or great as a mixer. You can put this with a nice fruity scent, maybe even something like a SUN-RIPENED berry or a huckleberry and clementine, something. If you're not a fruity fan and you like bakery, you could kind of make your own combinations. Talk to you about quite a few testers that I warmed that were not in Tester Tuesday. So first off, I warmed Perfect Pumpkin Pear. This has notes of fall fresh pumpkin, crisp golden pears, cloves, and sandalwood. I do not care for this scent, and of course it's a long-lasting scent at about a medium intensity. To me, it's a little bit like a dusty pumpkin. You can smell cloves. It almost smells a little bit dog food like to me, but that's just me. All right, I warmed some Pretty in Plaid in addition to the brick that I've been working on. Pretty in Plaid has notes of woody juniper berries, minty fresh wintergreen, Douglas fir, and cranberries. I don't really get cranberries, but I get a lot of woodsiness. I get almost like a bar soap, wintergreen, juniper smell. I warmed some Very Merry Cranberry Testers. These ones I mixed a little bit with huckleberry and clementine just to switch things up. It is red winter berries and snow-covered cedar. There's not a lot of cedar, it's mostly the cranberries, and they smell a little bit like candy-like. I finished up some blue grotto testers in addition to the brick that I've been working on. This has notes similar to the body wash. And for wax performance, it is about a medium to maybe a medium plus on starting out. And it does die down quickly for me. It's not very long lasting for me. I find you can smell it, but it has like a blue grotto plus wax smell. So I usually take it out when it gets to that stage. I finished up quite a few Christmas cactus testers. So this has notes of agave nectar, citrus, and Siberian fir. So that one is a little bit of a twist of a traditional Christmas scent with the agave nectar. It's very, very sweet. All right, this is red cedar and sage. I'm so happy to be finished with this. If you like this scent, I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm going to bash this scent because I really detest it. If I had to do a list of like top 10 Scentsy scents that I don't like, this would probably be on it. All right, red cedar, sage, and forest greens. This reminds me of my grandmother's house. She used to put tuna underneath her sofa and feed it to her cats. And I imagine like if something happened and she forgot that the tuna was under there and she might have had another bit of food and it like got moldy, that's what this would smell like. No, thank you. So the next one is farmhouse fir. The notes on this are fir needle, cedarwood, and pink grapefruit. To me, I smell like a gentle tree with like almost like a hay. And I know that sounds so stupid, but it's like a gentle tree. So if you're someone that doesn't like very strong, assertive tree scents at Christmas time, this might be perfect for you. Unfortunately, it's retired. This is also retired. It's a tree scent called Just For You. So cute. Blackberry, fir balsam, and pine needles. I really enjoyed the fragrance. It was a light to medium for me. Let me just smell this one. Yeah, it smells very fruity and tangy with a little bit of tree in the background. Just not a very strong performer. So I warmed one tester in each of the kids' bathroom warmers. Like they have 2 sinks in their bathroom with a warmer next to each sink. So now before we break off into the question of the month, I have my final 2 testers and it's Amalfi Coast. These were really old, so I'm like, let's give her a go. The notes on this are Italian citrus fruits, which include sparkling green pomelo, white grapefruit, and capri lime. Woo! It's very tangy and citrusy. I put this in, it was a pretty strong performer, and then it just kind of went and died. So, I mean, these are probably pretty old, so would not be a repurchase, but I'm so happy to have tried it. That way I know what it smells like. So let's talk about the question of the month. I've been working really hard developing my 2021 top 12 Scentsy bar list. And I've been incorporating some polls, but I couldn't really do a poll for this one because there'd be too many options. So what I want to know from you guys is what was your favorite licensed bar for 2021? It could be a new licensed bar that just came out this year or one that Scentsy brought back this year. Put it down in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys think. You might have to think back all the way to January and kind of think through all the collections. But maybe you have one on the top of your head that you like automatically. So there you go. Sorry about the long video. If you are new and you like Scentsy content, please hit the subscribe and the little bell and you'll be notified when I post a video. That way you can get your fix. If you're a Scentsy addict, most Scentsy addicts like hearing about Scentsy videos, so the more the merrier. So I'd like to wish you a great day in your neck of the woods. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.